Selling products online without actually touching any inventory, commonly known as dropshipping. Let's talk about it. If you have not seen the last video here on the channel, go ahead and check that out after this, just because it kind of builds off and expands on this specific case study. I'm going to throw up a quick screen recording of what's going on. You might have seen it in the last video. This is where we took over a store for a client who's just starting to do a couple bucks a day in sales. February, we took it over. February did about $32,000 in sales. March did about $68,000 in sales as of when I'm filming this, which is the same day as of when I filmed the other video. So March is not even done yet. April's on track for at least 100. We're just helping this client systemize, getting things like automated order fulfillment, much cheaper cost per purchase on the ads, automating all the advertising, but also things like payment processors. So helping them transition off of Stripe and PayPal, which is going to be huge for scaling. So in this video, I want to talk about the dropshipping side of things because there's a little bit of a misconception. This client is currently having some issues with cash flow due to PayPal holding 100% of funds. Now, only about 30 to 35% of the total transactions are going through PayPal. Well, when the margin is 40%, which is super healthy, it's like $1,100 a day right now, it's great. Well, there goes your cash flow. So the idea of ordering inventory is now out the window for this client. Now, most people think ordering inventory always means cheaper, right? It doesn't, because there's operational costs to hold the inventory. So for an example, this client, we actually haven't priced out these specifics for ordering inventory. We dropped their product cost by a huge amount, like 35, 40%, just through one method, which was getting a cheaper price and faster shipping through our own private supplier. Our private supplier barely upcharges because we send them so much business. I fulfill most of my stuff through them. And that's something that our clients get to take advantage of. So for an example, I wanted to point this out. Dropshipping, like we've talked about, is not dead. Dropshipping is not bad. It's all about how you dropship. This client now has like 7 to 10 day shipping or less, which is well under our 14 to 15 day cutoff, which is what we kind of want to max it out at. We definitely want it below that. And that's great. 7 to 10 days is faster than they were getting before. And based off doing about $2,700 to $3,000 a day in sales, this client is saving an extra $350 a day right now. But now we're not even scaling, but saving $350 a day right now in pure profit just through the product cost. Not talking about upsells, not email marketing, not raising the price, not messing with anything else. $350. That's over $10,000 a month, which is over 3 times the retainer that this scaling client is on, right? We have different retainers to cover our different packages. So for an example, when you join inside of our agency, by the way, you can book a free call for that down below. We talk to everybody one-on-one before we talk about different things that we do. We have multiple different starting points. Someone who knows nothing and they're just starting from scratch. That's where we have to build a store, find all the products, we do all the research, and we do all the testing. This client already had a store, already had the product. So we started optimizing and scaling. That means we have more people working on the project. People helping with email marketing, upselling, resetting up the store, finding some more similar products, working on ad creatives, helping them assist with like more systemizing in terms of automated order fulfillment, connecting them with our processor, connecting them with the supplier, all these different things, right? And then the scaling team for the Facebook ads. So this client in particular is doing a huge amount of volume just through not holding inventory. Now, if we were to hold inventory, which for some reason everybody in the industry typically thinks that's such a good thing, if this client tried to order inventory, put it like this, the store would die. The reason for that is it's a cash flow issue. A lot of people doing standard dropshipping can't hold inventory because places like PayPal are holding 25% rolling reserve. This one's holding 100%, but 25% rolling reserve. Then you have 25% over on Stripe. And right there goes your entire profit margin. So there's no free flowing cash for you to order inventory with. Now, inventory can be a great tax write-off. It can be great if you can get faster shipping. It makes custom packaging and custom content a little bit easier, but it doesn't always mean it's cheaper. So for this client, I don't think that they could personally get it any cheaper. So that's one of those great things. And I just wanted to come on here to say, you don't have to hold inventory. You shouldn't. This is a weird way to say it. You shouldn't want to hold inventory, right? If you can operate just fine by drop shipping, it's less headache. It's less being tied to the product in any way. Let's say I've had so many times where I wasn't able to sell all the inventory because something happened. Facebook shut us down, and now I'm stuck with 3,200 units, which cost like $36,000, and it's one of those things, So This is a great way to get the ball rolling with a new business. I have no doubt that this client, as long as they stick with us throughout this year, and not to sound cocky or anything, but as long as they just kind of let us do our thing and listen to what we say, and they're very minimally involved as we go on. They don't have to do a ton of stuff. I have no doubt that this will do a couple $1 million in revenue this year with probably $1 million in profit. As we scale more aggressively, I expect that 40% margin to probably go down to like 32 to 35. Might go down to 30. I'm totally fine with that as long as we're able to scale. As soon as they get approved for the processor, which I talked about those issues in the last video, as soon as that happens, they're going to be able to be scaled because they don't have to use PayPal, which is holding 100% of the funds. They don't have to use Stripe. They're going to have no hidden reserves, no lower fees actually in terms of the transaction rate, and faster payouts, next day payouts. So that'll be super helpful. Cash flow is very important in the business. That is why dropshipping is a great way to get inside of the e-commerce space. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that a little bit and build off of the example that we talked about in the last video. So be sure to check that video out as well. If you want to work with our agency and see exactly how we structure things, make sure to click the top link in the description. It's absolutely free to speak with someone inside of our agency. You can talk to a client manager and they can walk you through exactly what it looks like because they manage every single client, scaling clients, beginner clients, intermediates. We do a lot of different things, but it's mainly focused around automating the advertising and just helping you make a bunch of money with e-commerce. So we have a lot of fun doing that. We take a retainer based off what we're doing, how many people are working on it to cover our cost, and then we take a percentage of profits. Just being as open and transparent as possible. We as an agency, we'd like to make $500,000 a year or more just off this client. That would be awesome because that would mean, based off our average like 30% profit share, that this client just netted like $1.7 million or so, which is great. Someone who's never really been inside the e-commerce space and this is kind of the first store getting going can net over $1 million even after paying us in the first year. That'd be really cool. So we'll see what happens with this. It would definitely not be a unique situation. We've had a lot of clients do 500,000 in a month, $1 million in a month, and it's super cool to see. I love it when things come together. So I'm excited to continue posting more videos on the channel. If you have questions or video topics that you want to see addressed here, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash a quick like. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.